Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is a special introduction to our open house that's happening on Wednesday. My name is Casey Siddons, and I am the Academy Coordinator here at John F. Kennedy High School. I'm so excited and pleased to have our very own principal, Dr. Joe Rubens, with us today. Welcome, Dr. Rubens, and thank you for joining us for this podcast interview. It is a special premiere to help get you excited for our open house that's happening Wednesday evening. For the next few minutes, I would like you all to join us for a brief conversation and an interview with Dr. Rubens about what John F. Kennedy High School is all about and why you should commit to joining Kennedy during the selection process that's coming up in the next week or two. And so he's going to talk to you. We're going to talk about the high school experience and what you can expect at John F. Kennedy. So welcome, Dr. Rubens. Hi, how you doing? Say hi to our audience.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me tonight.
Awesome. First and foremost, again, thank you, Dr. Rubens, for being here. So you've been principal at Kennedy for 7 years after being principal at a middle school, Lee Middle School.
Yeah.
With how well you know the middle school student experience, what do you want students who are current 8th graders to know about the high school experience?
Well, I think students have heard probably every year that they've been in school that it's the most important year of their life, right? So we start reinforcing that to kids in elementary, and then where they become learners and they learn literacy and math skills, and then we reinforce that in middle school, and we talk about how that's going to those 3 years and how important they are and how that's going to shape you for high school. But I really truly believe that the high school experience really assists in helping our children, helping our students rather, discover who they're going to be. Our job is really, as is our elementary and middle school colleagues, is to prepare our students for college and career. And these 4 years of high school are just ever so important in helping our kids, helping to shape our kids and help them discover who they're going to be in the next chapter of their young lives.
Thank you. Also, that's a great response. I think as a former middle school teacher myself, I can attest to that very point. As we know that high school is so important, but we also know that so a place like Kennedy is really best set up to help support you as you're joining, as you're thinking about your career and what you're going to do after high school. So my next question revolves around our school. Why should students choose John F. Kennedy? What do you want students to know about Kennedy as a school that sets us apart from others?
Yeah, well, I'm biased. I think that as principal, I think this is the best high school going right now. We have just a wonderful group of students. We have wonderful teachers, counselors, support professionals that really go above and beyond and care for students. So my lens is always, I'm a principal, but I'm also a parent. I believe that school is the place that kids should feel most comfortable other than home. I'm somebody also, just to, not overshare, who didn't have a good middle school experience years ago, many moons ago, when I was in school, not as principal, but when I was a student in school. And what really helped reinforce and shape me was my experience at a Montgomery County high school. I was fortunate. I went to Springbrook High School many moons ago. So I had great parents at home, but I also was so fortunate to have great teachers at Springbrook High School who supported and helped and reinforced the message that I was getting at home to drive me to want to go off to college and do other things. So and here we are many years later, and I still keep in touch with so many people from high school and even some of my teachers from Springbrook. So I want that experience that I was fortunate to have, that I want our students to have here. And Cavs Nation is a great place. We are fortunate enough to earn awards in 2014, 2016, 2019, and 2020 on U.S. News and World Report's Best Schools list. In addition, we won the award for America's most challenging high schools that challenge students towards success in 2018. Those awards are not my awards. Those awards are student awards and they are teachers awards, and counselors awards and our support professional awards. And it just reinforces the commitment that our staff here has to ensuring that all of our students are successful.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been in a lot of classrooms here at Kennedy, and I can certainly agree and share that we certainly have some of the best teachers that I've ever seen, and teachers who are just totally dedicated to making sure that kids and their students are doing the best that they can, and the families with whom they work every single day. Um, so as we speak, students are thinking about what programs they want to take when they come into high school. They know there are a lot of different options and different classes they can take. And they want to take different programs that'll set them apart from other students as they are thinking about college as they're going into their sophomore and junior year. At Kennedy, we do expect students to be in an academy by the time they are sophomores, though many join in their freshman year. Based on your experience, why do you think it's important for students to join an academy and special program?
Yeah, so just getting back to helping our students discover who they're going to be. Um, we offer a variety of academies here: our broadcast journalism, business administration and management, our health and medical careers, in addition to being a teacher academy of Maryland school, our NJROTC. Um, we are International Baccalaureate Magnet School, and we have our signature program, which is the Leadership Training Institute. Under the umbrella of all of those academies are opportunities for kids. So if you're not necessarily interested in maybe going the pathway of becoming a medical doctor or nurse or something like that, everybody wants to be a leader, or everybody needs skills or needs to have their skills reinforced or taught around leadership. There are just a variety of opportunities here available for kids that will help better prepare you for college and career. I've seen firsthand students that have gone through our academies who end up just going to some top tier colleges and universities and not just attending. We've had students who have graduated from here who are class valedictorians at prestigious schools, and then leaving those schools and going on to medical or graduate schools that are on free ride scholarships. And most recently, one of our 2020 graduates just was awarded for how well she did on the AP Italian exam. She got scholarship money. She was already in college, and then they're sending her to Italy for 2 weeks. Once it's safe to do so. So I've seen firsthand during my 7 years here as principal, um, the teaching and learning that happens in all of our academies and how it really prepares our children, our students, for college and career.
I think there's a couple things you mentioned that are so important. I mean, when you think about the academies and special programs that students can choose from, really leadership. I think the aspect of leadership extends among all of them, whether it's a leader in the healthcare professions or training to literally be a leader in Leadership Training Institute or NJROTC. I think it's so important for kids to think about themselves as leaders. And I'd also like to mention, a lot of students, they join one academy, they think they want to go into healthcare professions, or they want to, maybe I want to be a journalist, but we have so many students who switch back to different academies or finish one academy and join another. So, great points all around. In middle school, as we both know, students have many supports to help them be successful learners and people. What high school supports does Kennedy offer that you think are most helpful?
I think most impressive here is our destination graduation team. That is our ninth grade team. So very similar to what students have or experience for 3 years of having a sixth grade, seventh and eighth grade team. They come to high school with a ninth grade team of teachers. And the teachers have time set aside each week to sit and discuss students. We actually call it kid talk time. Um, so I think that makes very much makes a difference. We're able to discuss best practices, share best practices, and discuss how we can best meet the needs of our ninth graders. In addition, we have what's called an educational management team that also meets just about every Thursday. That's also where kids are discussed. Oftentimes during those management team meetings, there are concerns that are brought up across the board, but we work to problem solve, and those that team is made up of a multi stakeholders, including outside agencies that come and offer guidance and support. We have the Kennedy Cluster Project, which also meets on Mondays, and that is another support. It's outside agencies that partners with our school to discuss how we can best meet the needs of our families. And then finally, one of the really cool things here, we are partnered with the Montgomery County Recreation Rec Zone. They are here not only in the afternoons, but they're also here during the school day at lunchtime, and they offer clubs that we're not always able to offer during the day, but just as another outlet and support for kids of somewhere to go and somebody to talk to. So I think there is to summarize, just an enormous amount of wraparound support here with the adults who are caring for children, and you see it. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy High School is one of the safest schools in Montgomery County Public Schools. Prior to the school closure, we boasted, gosh, a 3% suspension rate and serious incident rate, and which is kind of unheard of for high school. So I talked back earlier about being a parent. And having that expectation of when your child comes to school, they feel safe and don't feel bullied or harassed. I wholeheartedly think that work of being able to boast that low incident and suspension rate really ties back to the wraparound service that we offer for kids when they enter here as ninth graders.
Absolutely, great points all around. I think I didn't pay you to say this, but your comments on the rec zone really lend itself to my next question, which is, many students, they're in middle school, they only have a few choices of athletic teams: soccer, softball, basketball, so on. And so there are only a handful of sports in which they can choose in middle school. What different types of athletic teams can you join in high school?
We'll run out of time listing all of our athletic teams, but we have a bunch. So there's a fall, winter, and spring season of sports. It varies. We have golf. We offer tennis, softball, football, basketball, bocce ball. Um, there, there are just a variety of athletic teams that you can join. Our wrestling team. I could rattle them all off, but gosh, at least 30 plus teams that we offer between the fall, winter, and spring seasons. And we encourage students to get involved in extracurricular activity. All of the research shows that students who are involved in extracurricular activity tend to do better in school, and the one common uh, vision amongst all of our coaches is that you're a student athlete, but academics come first. We do not offer a sport here that does not have some type of study hall or peer mentoring for students, in addition to being a member of the sport teams. But when you come to JFK, there are at least 30 plus sports teams that you can decide. Obviously there's some that coincide with each other, so you're not able to do both at the same time. But there are a variety of sports teams that you can choose from and try out and be a part of. Yeah.
And I think when you talk about high school being the place where students choose who they want to be, I think certainly athletics plays a huge role in that. I think the biggest challenge is just figuring out which one to choose.
Which one to choose?
As a former soccer and cross country coach, I can certainly attest to that and agree to that wholeheartedly. And I heard a rumor that you, Dr. Rubens, were a track and field coach at some point in the past.
Yeah, I was a shot put coach here. I was a discus coach in addition to a football coach. So
Wow.
Gosh, every year I was a teacher here many moons ago. I coached 3 sports every year I taught here,
Wow.
but I loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
it really, I always tell our new teachers, it really, if you really want to get to know all of the kids in the building, become a coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Get to know them on such a different
Absolutely,
level.
yeah, and it's something I thoroughly enjoyed. Thoroughly enjoyed.
So after, my last question is regarding school clubs. So after school clubs, as we know in high school or in middle school, certainly, but in high school are very popular here at John F. Kennedy High School. What kind of clubs are most popular with students here at Kennedy?
I would say they're all popular in their own way. It's academic, debate club. We have a chess club, anime. I talked earlier about being in partnership with the rec zone. A lot of times, with the benefits of having the Montgomery County Recreation Department here, if there's a club that we don't offer, we've had kids that have written proposals and we've found sponsors and gotten those clubs going here. So very similar to athletics, there are just a variety of clubs that are offered here. And what we do is we put out literature around our clubs at the beginning of each school year and talk about the times that they're going to meet, and then allow for students and families to make decisions on which club to join, and obviously you have in front of you when you're meeting. But similar to the sports teams, being a member of the club, there are so many benefits from it. Especially, I mean, you get to know people, not only across the ninth grade, but in different grade levels and different people in the school. I am a fan of extracurricular activities, whether they are sports teams or being a members of a club. I think they are just so important in helping shape students. And it also, by the way, does not look bad on your applications when you're applying to colleges, showing that you've been members of either various sports teams or parts of different clubs, members of different clubs, rather parts.
Absolutely. And I think, as an addendum to that, I think it shows the dedication of our teachers, because our teachers are running these clubs and
Yeah,
creating them. And, we just had a request and granted for a healthcare professions club. So students who are interested in healthcare professions and careers, they created their own club. And we have one of our staff members who is actually running that and being a sponsor for it. So
yeah.
that's awesome. So, well, Dr. Rubens, this has been an incredibly enlightening experience. I appreciate you joining us for this little preview to our open house and what students can expect at Kennedy. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to talk to us. To our viewers, if you have any questions or would like further details, please visit jfkacademies.org and come visit our follow-up open house Zoom breakout sessions, which is taking place on Thursday, October 29th from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And all those details can be found on our website. And I know that you're thinking about joining us for our open house, which is taking place starting at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, October 28th. We have a 7 p.m. session, which is in English with students and academy leads. And we also have an 8 p.m. all Spanish panel, the only high school in the DCC to do so. So join us. And if you have any questions, please visit our website at jfkacademies.org. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.